Member for Werriwa.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I rise to make my contribution to the condolence motion for Queen Elizabeth II. Queen Elizabeth's death on the 9th of September ended a reign of 70 years and 214 days. For almost 92% of the electorate of Werriwa, they have not known another monarch. And for the rest of us, we remember when God Save the Queen was the national anthem and when we toasted the Queen at all civic functions and in classrooms. Whilst that has changed, so many hold Her Majesty in high esteem and have been moved by her death. The 70 years of the Queen's reign saw many of the world's most momentous events as humankind has raced forward at a pace never seen before in human history. The beginning of the Cold War, the invention of computers, the moon landing, women in space and the International Space Station. The internet, the fall of the Berlin Wall and with that the end of the Cold War. Dismantling of apartheid in South Africa, a global financial crisis, Brexit, a global pandemic, and for the Queen and her family, most recently, the death of the Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Philip. It is difficult to think of any significant event during the 20th and 21st century without the constant presence of the Queen and her messages of hope and support when they were needed. Since the beginning of the Queen's reign on the 6th of February 1952, she has been a symbol of leadership throughout the Commonwealth and the world. Her service to country, though, did not start with her accession to the throne, but began during the Second World War. She knitted for troops and when she was old enough joined the Auxiliary Territorial Service in the British Army, where she trained as a mechanic to contribute to the war effort. Even 48 hours before her death, the Queen continued her duty to the people of the UK as their head of state by the swearing in of the 15th British Prime Minister during her reign, Liz Truss. In Australia, there have been 16 Prime Ministers elected, from Menzies to Albanese, during her reign. Many of the constituents of Werriwa have contacted my office to express gratitude for Queen Elizabeth's service and leadership over the last 7 years, as well as their condolences for her families. News reports have covered anecdotes about the Queen's sense of fun and ability to laugh at herself, which in recent years have been more properly celebrated. And it was because the Queen was willing to showcase this herself. The opening of the 2012 Olympic Games in London with Daniel Craig to the recent appearances with Paddington Bear are all examples of how she connected with her people and her sense of fun. These examples just show just how great her understanding of the people she represented, and as well as providing comfort to those struck by disaster or other issues. Her reign and impact is unrivalled and will most likely not be replicated. The Queen famously said, "Grief is the price we pay for love." I provide the deepest condolences to her family who have lost a special mother, grandmother and great-grandmother. And I also offer condolences from the people of Werriwa to the UK and the Commonwealth. The Queen's service and leadership was a constant that did not waver during her life. On behalf of myself and the constituents of Werriwa, may the Queen Elizabeth II rest in eternal peace.
Yeah.